This is powering on the Safan Dali. Turn it on here and see the camera fire up. The trips here, here, and the main incoming supply is here. So that's your 3-phase coming in. If the machine doesn't move, in other words, once it's on and try and make it move, then you need to, the pump is probably running the wrong way, so you'll need to swap 2 of the phases around. Once it's on, press the start button on the front here. Got start and stop. The motor's running. Then go around the front of the machine. And the control is booting up. Allow it to boot up. You see the light guards, and there's a reset switch here. Turn the reset switch and then back again. Okay. Once the control is booted up, you'll see this editor screen. See, it says editor. So the first thing we have to do is we have to put it into manual. We have to reference the machine. So we put it into manual, and then in this case the bed is up. You don't want the bed up, so what you have to do is bring the bed down first. So bring the bed down first, pressing the down pedal. This is because the bed is up. You'd normally leave the bed in the down position, but in this case it's been left up. So bring it down, it will come down very slowly in this condition. This is manual mode, which is purely used for referencing the machine and lining up your tooling. It's not used for actually folding. You can't use the machine in manual for folding. Once you put the bed down, take your foot off and then press the opposite pedal to send the bed up. The bed will then go up and you'll see the y-axis counting. When it's referenced, it will stop and you'll get the 2 blue dots in this position. That has now referenced the y-axis. We now need to reference the other axis. So we do that by pressing the green start button, and the back gauge will then go back and reference. Again, once that's finished referencing, you'll get the 2 blue dots on here. Okay. So now it's referenced. We can now go to either semi-automatic or automatic. This is our tooling programs. This is our programs. This is our toolings. This is for corrections. This is to save to a USB stick, which the USB port is under here. Back. So to put a program in, you simply go to editor, call up editor, so I'll press the editor button. And then we have new program in the bottom of the screen. Press new program and we can select either a new numerical or a new graphical. We're going to do a new numerical. Okay, so we go confirm, and then we simply put in the width. So the width is the width of the job that we're going to fold, so the width across the bed. So let's say we're going to be folding 1 metre, so we put in 1,000. Okay. Then ask for our thickness, so this is the thickness of material. I'm going to go 2 mil. Okay. Then it's going to ask us for this, which is our material type. So I'm going to go mild steel. So I've selected mild steel. Then forget about station. Then we go to our die. So we select die. Dies have been pre-programmed. So this is our 16mm multi-V, which is highlighted on the screen. So quite simply, we then press the insert button here. Okay. Then we come to our punch. So we now need to select our punch. So our punch is our standard. There are a selection there of different ones. You can go through them like this. Select the different ones, but the standard one is this one. Select the standard one and again press insert. That's the work information and general data completed. Now we can move to here. So this is our angle, so we want to do 90 degrees. Okay. in Y1 and Y2. So Y1 is on the left, that's Y1, and that's Y2. Okay, so 90 degrees, and now our backstop position, we are going to say 50 mil. Okay, click OK. So now we've selected Y1, Y2, 90 degrees, backstop at 50. The R axis on R1, which is on this side, is automatically go to the right height. Over here we have our TDC, which is our return point. It will automatically select the maximum. You can reduce that if you want to, so you can make it say 6 mil, 5 mil, 10 mil, 20 mil, 30.5, whatever you want. Force is automatically calculated, so it automatically calculates the force for you. So it's worked out it needs 18.4 tons to bend 90 degrees in 2 mil over 1,000 mil length. Crown, this machine doesn't have crowning, so it's not used. CST is a time delay, which is when you've done the fold, it will create a time delay, and it works in conjunction with retract. So if you select to retract, it will do a pinch, retract the backstop, and then time delay for however many seconds you put in CST. Pinch point P is pinch point correction. So if we just highlight it, you can see it calls up another box, and it tells you what it is. Okay, so it's very useful in that respect. Bend time is the dwell time. So in other words, bend time is the time that it spends at the bottom of the stroke. So if you're doing some stainless, you'd really want to increase that so that it dwells longer at the bottom. So just like holding your foot pedal down for longer, it will automatically then say you put in a default of say 0.5 or even a second. Match is slow return speed, hardly ever used. Speed is the actual bending speed, so 0.6 is the maximum. You could slow that down if you've got a particularly big sheet and you want to slow it down so it comes up really nice and slowly so it doesn't whip the sheet right up. But most of the time you'll leave that default. So that's our first bend. You can see bend 1 here. If you want to add another bend, you can simply press this button here and it asks you, do you want to insert a bend? So we can say yes. All the other information has stayed the same. I'll now program a different angle. I'm going to program 135 degrees, which is 45 degrees, so it's an open angle. Backstop, I'm going to select 250 mil. The R axis, I'm going to change that to 100 mil. Okay, so that's just so I want to move the R axis on R1 on this side up. And so on and so forth. So now we come to, we want to run the program, so we can now either run it in semi-automatic, which is the spanner. In semi-automatic, it will only do the bend that you're on, and it will only do one bend at a time. So that is not always the way you want to use it, but if you're setting up, that's what you can do. So we're going to go to the factory icon, which is automatic. So you see now it says automatic. So we now press start. Backstop will now come into position, and we're now ready to go. So we're now, see it says here, press down to fold. So I will now press the down pedal. Press the down pedal. Bed comes down, stops at the mute position. Backstop goes back out, comes down again, mute, comes to mute, can now fold, back into our first bend. So we're now on bend 1, if you can see that from here, bend 1, now we'll go down again, mute, fold, return back up, back out to the next position. Down to mute, you can take a foot off at any time you want to. You can hit the up pedal and send the bed up, out the way, so if you particularly do that, you can do that. So the way the light guard works, I don't know if you better see my hand, but basically what I'll do is I'll bring the bed down, so the bed is coming down now, put a hand in, the bed will stop. So I broke the beam, it won't, I've still got my foot down, it won't go any further, so I have to take my foot off, stand clear of the light guard, and bring it down to the mute position. Once we're in the mute position, with those, which signifies by those two red LEDs on the bottom of the light curtain, you can see that are on, now we can actually put our material in and fold. So now we would now put the material in, up against the stops, put our foot on the pedal, and let it come back up. So that concludes the operation of the machine and the programming of it, of a simple fold. To save it into memory, you can quite simply, if you go to the save icon, which is this one here, it'll come up with a save as. We can then give it a number or a name. So I'll call it test, for instance. Okay, so we've got test on there, okay there. Okay that, and it's now saved, and you can see the name has come up here. So if we now go to our list of programs, you can see all of them in here that's already been put in here. I will delete most of these because you don't want a memory full up with other companies' information. So let's do that. So to do that, go to the program list, go to here. There should be a way of deleting the programs. Yeah, there should be a way of doing that. Yeah, they will need to be deleted, and then we can go from there. So again, most important, when you first turn it on, manual mode, send the bed up, reference the machine, press the green start button until you get the lights on. Okay. That's the video for that.